Welcome to the Psychic Pinup Podcast, the anything and everything spiritual podcast where we dive into hot topics, readings, viewer questions, and more. Thank you for tuning in. Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive right into it.
Welcome to another episode of the Psychic Pinup, the anything and everything spiritual podcast. My name is Linda and I'm your host. And today we're getting real about something that almost every spiritual person experiences, but not many people talk about it. And the subject today is when spirit goes silent. You may wonder what I'm talking about, that when spirit goes silent. Isn't spirit silent? Most people would say, but what I mean by this is when we are developing as psychics and mediums, and there'll be periods of time where everything's happening at once and you're getting the downloads, you're getting the information, you're getting the smells, you're getting the feels, you're seeing things clairvoyantly. And then it just stops. And this is something that no one warns you about. I will call it the silence. The silence no one warns you about. So let's be honest here. And as I said, when we first connect with spirit, when we're first learning, when we're first developing, it is so exciting. Because you're doing these things you never thought in your wildest dreams that you would be able to achieve. The synchronicities, the messages, the dreams, validations. It actually feels like a magical floodgate has opened. And that's what happened to me when I started my journey. Everything was wonderful. The world was beautiful. Everything was through rose-coloured glasses. Nobody could do any wrong. Kumbaya moment. The come to Jesus time. The whole lot of it. But then, out of nowhere, there was nothing. There was no signs. No hits. No vibe. And it actually got me a little bit concerned, to be honest with you. It was quite unsettling and very confusing. And I started to think, have I lost my gift? I really thought I had lost my gift. And I was starting to think, did I do something wrong? Am I being punished? I dead set thought my gift was taken away. Now, let me tell you right now, I'm doing this podcast particularly for those who are developing and more often than not will experience exactly what I'm talking about. If you are not already experiencing this, and you need to know you haven't lost anything. Let's just call it the quiet instead of the silence. We'll call it the quiet. And I would like you to consider that this is just part of the journey. Now, I've been thinking about this. And I've had many discussions with people about how we go quiet. Spirit goes quiet. Spirit goes silent. They don't. They really don't. I think there's a few reasons here why spirit goes quiet. One of it, I'd like to think of it as integration. So sometimes, and this is in my opinion and my beliefs, sometimes you can receive so much insight, so much guidance or energetic information. I mean, that energy can be quite powerful. So imagine all of that being thrown at you all the time. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe your body and soul needs time to absorb it? Just think about it that way. All that insight, guidance, energetic information, all at once. Our body and our soul needs to absorb it. Okay. There may be another reason why Spirit is doing this, and it could be the redirection. Spirit may be gently nudging you away from one path and preparing you for a new one. Think about that one. The pause helps you feel your way forward instead of thinking your way through it. And this is what working with Spirit is all about. It's not us thinking. It's us feeling. We feel the energy. We feel Spirit instead of we're thinking about it. We're feeling. Okay, so maybe you need the pause to help you feel your way forward instead of thinking. Another reason I'm convinced, energy reset. And I think it's pretty much in line with the insight, guidance and energetic information that it's thrown at us. And we need time to absorb. Like your vibration may be shifting. And when you do this work, you expand, you grow. And somewhere along the way here, you need an adjustment period. And again, hence the pause. So sometimes those channels you are so used to working with can feel a little bit static or quiet. I can speak from experience. Happens to me as well. Or it could just simply be a case of burnout. Boundaries and burnout. So if you are giving too much with your work, giving too much and pushing yourself and pushing yourself and pushing yourself too hard, and you're not protecting your energy here. And I don't mean protecting your energy from the woo-woo and the negative spirits and entities and all that. That's for another podcast altogether. I'm talking about protecting your energy. This silence that you are experiencing may be an invitation to rest and reset. So please don't be hard on yourself if you find you are experiencing what I'm talking about. As I said, I experience it as well. And I've also said to a couple of students of mine that sometimes when we take on so much information and learn, and we can learn at a very accelerated pace. So you could imagine an incline, you're going up a mountain, very, very steep mountain, very, very quickly. And there becomes a point here where I consider it a lesson. And, if we go back to grade school and we have to pass that grade in order to move on to the next grade. And generally when we finish 1 year of school, we have holidays, don't we? We have vacation. Depending on where you are located in the world, here in Australia we call them holidays. But at the end of each school year, we have a holiday or vacation. Look at that in terms of learning Spirit, doing the Spirit work. We've learnt a lesson with Spirit. We're now in rest period. So we are in the holiday period, the vacation period. We absorb that information. Then we're ready for the next grade. And we go up again. And this will keep repeating itself. So don't be hard on yourself. So here's a question for you. What people do ask me, what can you do when you are in the silence? How do you deal with this when Spirit takes a step back from giving you all that information, all that energy and all that woo-woo that we absolutely love? You need to trust. You need to trust that this is only temporary. So please don't be disheartened. Again, you need to remind yourself the gift has not been taken away from you. Actually, I should not use the word gift. It's more the ability. Let's use the word ability. The ability has not been taken away from you. Your connection hasn't gone. It's just resting. So maybe also consider shifting your focus inward. Instead of looking for external signs, tuning to your body, tuning to your emotions and thoughts. So Spirit may be working through you rather than to you. Think about that one. Spirit may be working through you rather than to you. And here's an example here. I remember I was doing my live feed on Tuesday evening, and somebody put up a question asking me, why do their dowsing rods not work? And for me, that's a no-brainer, because you don't need them. It's like me. For the life of me, I can't get a pendulum to work. It just stands still. It will not work for me. I spin it and everything, it will not work. And it's taken me a couple of years to realize, because I don't need the pendulum. Everything I need is within me. I feel everything. I see, I hear, I feel, I smell, I taste, and I just know. I use all of those clairs to work with, instead of using an external instrument like dowsing rods or a pendulum. So just think about that one. If you find yourself in this lull, this silent period, consider reconnecting with joy. Like, what I mean by that, let's do something creative. Let's get outside. Let's get away from the computer. Let's get away from anything related to spirit work. Go and do something playful. Go for a walk. Go for a bushwalk. Get some grounding. More often than not, when you're outside in nature, spirit will return when you're in the flow and not in force. And of course, just keep talking to spirit, because they are there. They never leave. We know that. Keep the line open. And again, I say this to everybody, get into the habit of journaling and meditating. Okay, meditate, journal, meditate. That's a great way of getting into contact and into connection with spirit. I've had some very, very profound moments when I sit in meditation. And that's where I get some of my great ideas too. Well, I like to think they're great ideas. Yes, they are great ideas. I get them from spirit. And that's where that word inspiration comes from, in spirit. Inspiration, think about that one. So, again, if you're in this silent period and you are journaling, you are meditating, it may feel a little bit one-sided and you're not getting anything back from spirit. It's not. They're always listening. Okay, so sometimes they just remove you from it for a little bit, just so you can absorb. And also, I will say this, to test you as well, to see how serious you are. Okay. As I said, I've been through these quiet zones, let's call them quiet zones, quote unquote, more than once. And I actually have them a couple of times a year, to be honest with you. You start questioning yourself. You start questioning, should I be doing this? Am I doing the right thing? It happens to me all the time, guys. See, at first I actually panicked. I thought I was broken. As I said before, I thought I was broken, but now I know better. In fact, let me tell you this. In fact, one of the most powerful readings I have ever given came after a long period of silence. True story. So now I know that quiet zone, it was actually preparing me to receive something deeper. Something I could have missed if I stayed distracted by surface level signs. Okay, so let's go back over that again. distracted by surface level signs. That was the lesson in itself from Spirit to me. Learn to go deeper. Just don't skim off the top. Don't skim the information off the top. Go deeper. Okay, so if you're in the quiet again, I've been you. I have been you. And I promise it won't last forever. If this episode resonated with you, share it with your friends who are navigating a spiritual dry spell. Okay, let's get the information out there. I say to so many people, I'm an open book and I love sharing information. I love this ability that I have, and I know everybody has it. So if you've got a story about spirit going quiet in your life, I'd love to hear it. Drop me an email at hello@thepsychicpinup.com.au, or you can connect with me through my Facebook page, The Psychic Pinup, or The Psychic Pinup at Instagram. So thanks for joining me for this real talk. Until next time, keep walking with spirit. Even when it feels like they've gone quiet, they're still there, always.
You have been listening to Linda, the Psychic Pinup. Linda is a psychic medium based on the New South Wales south coast of Australia. You can connect with her via her website, thepsychicpinup.com.au, or join her on her weekly live feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all under the same name, The Psychic Pinup. Thanks for listening.